All right. Hey, everyone. So here's the weekly recap from our meeting. Just to keep these kind of shorter, I'll be sending them out. So if anyone wasn't able to make the meeting, you can watch it here. First of all, tomorrow, our Thursday class, we will have it in person, and I will try to also do it online, but that will be at the same office we had it at last week. But if anyone wants to be online and join us, we're going to do a workshop where we do it all together. So we're going to create Eventbrites for our two upcoming events, the Building Wealth Seminar, as well as the Easter egg hunt. And then we're going to spend the rest of the time with each other, personally inviting people to that event through social media or through Lofty and your leads. But it's going to be a really good, just a good class to do. So keep an eye on Discord for the location of that class. It will be at the same office we did at last time, but I will also send a link out for those of you who have to do it from home. We will also be having Google leads coming through. We're really working on our search engine optimization and then also paying for Google ads. Those are going to come through. So please schedule a time to talk with me if you don't know how to use the call feature through Lofty, because I can't add you unless if I know for sure that you know how to do it. And I know some of you are brand new to our CRM Lofty. So all you do is the lead will come in essentially, and I'll walk you through. I want to do an example with you in person, but essentially the lead will come through. It'll say there's a lead to claim. You have to call or text, but you have to click the call or text button through either the app or on your computer in order to claim the lead. We do this because we want someone to talk to that person right now while they're excited. And they just submit their information. So I'm hoping that they're excited, right? But yes, so that will be available and coming through. After someone else has already claimed it, then you can't claim it. If you get your own organic leads, so let's say you pay for your own Google ads, those will just go directly to you, of course. We have a niche farming class on February 15th with Jessica with Old Republic Title. And I've really worked with her a little bit or talked with her about how I'd like the class to go. And luckily, her and her boss also share the same opinion about it. It's going to be on how to really farm, because a lot of times people would just pay for mailers. Sometimes they door knock for a month or two and they quit. So we want to talk about how do you niche down and really target those people. A lot of it that we're going to talk about is retargeting ad campaigns and how to work that. So we'll have more information about that. A lot of this, my goal is for those of you to do it on any budget. So if you don't have a lot of money to invest, you just close one deal, you can still make it work. If you have a lot of money to invest, it's really going to help you double down on the results. We also, a lot of these events that we have coming up, keep in mind that you should really be inviting all of your past clients. It's an Easter egg hunt. I do have a lot of single guys who purchased with me. I'm still going to invite them to the event. And actually, those single guys have recommended more people to me than anyone else. The company that we get our insurance policy through, they put out an article and emailed it to me about how to save money in today's market. And one of the things they ended up saying was, people are spending a lot of money on marketing, but 88% of consumers in some study that some company did say that they only trust personal referrals. So keep in mind that, we can buy leads, we can do all this other marketing stuff, but really we should be spending a lot of time and money first on our past clients in our sphere, because that is who is going to refer the most business to us. If I can invite my past clients and beg them to invite all of their friends and family, next thing you know, I've got someone's first, last name, and email. And if there's a social media account associated with that first, last name, and email, I can do retargeting campaigns. So not only do they come to my event, but they get emails for our next coming events because they're in Lofty. And then I have retargeting ads on Facebook and social media so they see my face everywhere. That is where my money should first go. Then it should go to all these other platforms and farms and things like that. We talk about a lot of different ways to get business and close deals, and it can be very overwhelming. And I definitely get that. Focus on three things. Write down those three things that you personally can control, that you know that you can reasonably do with your time, your finances, and that will maximize your effort and your comfort zone. If you have a heart attack thinking about door knocking, maybe not. maybe don't go door knocking. Try it one time, see if it worked. If not, maybe there's something else that you're going to be really good at. Yes. And then one of the last couple things. So we've been seeing a problem. I didn't mention this in our previous meeting with as is sales. Keep in mind that every offer is as is. If I do an inspection, then I'm renegotiating because there's something that came up about the condition that I did not know about ahead of time. So if you have a listing where you put as is, you are misleading the seller by telling them that this is going to sell as is, right? You could say the seller is unable to do any repairs, but is willing to work with you. So as in you're going to give them a credit or something like that, because maybe the seller doesn't have any funds to pay for a professional to come in and fix something, but they have equity. And so they can give a credit to the buyer to fix that stuff. Now, if you have a buyer and a property says as is, I get that we can negotiate and it doesn't matter, if they put as is or not. The problem is they've told their client that. And so we're seeing a lot of problems right now where listing agents have been telling their clients, hey, we're going to advertise this as is, so you don't have to give any credits or any repairs. Well, to be honest, that's a bunch of BS. And that doesn't mean that if the roof is leaking and the HVAC is broken, that I can't ask for something. And you set your client up for failure by saying that it's that because you put as is that no one's going to ask for anything. So how do we get around it? If you're competing, maybe don't bring it up. If you're not competing, I would say, hey, listen, we're going to write the offer. I see that you put as is. If the house looks like it's in great condition, don't bring it up. If it needs a lot of updating, there's probably more issues. And so one of the main things I would look at is check on top of the water heater to make sure there's not rust around all the pipe fittings. Turn on the air conditioner when you're at the house. Turn on the heater, assuming that the person really likes the house and wants to submit an offer, and they put as is. I turn on every sink just really quickly, look under the sink, see if it's dripping. If you're able to get into the attic crawl space and just look at the roof, great, because then you can see water spots. You can look at all the ceilings, see if you see water spots. Those are like the main things that we're finding are issues. You get there with the home inspector turns the heater on, nothing comes out. Well, I wish I would have done that when I first showed the house and they were interested in putting in an offer, and the listing agent said that this is an as-is sale. So if you have more questions about that, please talk to me, but we are running into that as an issue. You can ask the agent, hey, we're going to submit an offer. I see that you put as is. Does that mean that the client is not willing to even give a credit if the HVAC is like totally shot? And a lot of times people will say, nope, they will not do anything. And I don't care if the roof is leaking and failing, they're not giving anything. I'm going to probably tell my client that, because then your client's frustrated that they're having to spend money on an appraisal and inspections and then having to cancel. So just something to keep in mind. And then the last thing is we're going to be putting out social media ideas and training. So I'm going to have a video each week that kind of talk about why some of these social media captions are going to be great, because there's certain loan products that are available for certain people. The main thing is try not to be the expert yourself. Try to pass them off to someone else to be that expert, but it's good content for you all. And then the very last thing is, I just discovered this. I felt kind of dumb, but if you're having trouble thinking of good client gifts and you want to give them something really special at a budget, Amazon has great client gifts. I stumbled upon this. Just type in new home gifts, and they have crazy good bundles for like $40. I've spent $100 on a cutting board before, and there's like cutting board utensils, cups that say welcome to your new home, and you can have it delivered right to their house. So that's the last thing. Hope to see you all on Thursday.